Hi everyone, it's Laura Volpes and today I'm going to share with you how to create a clean and simple card with ink blending over dry embossing. Let's have a quick look at the products that I'll be using today. We have the Strawberry Patch stamp set. This one is really adorable and I decided to pair it with the Ice Cream Party stamp set. The inspiration came from the strawberry over here, which prompted me to combine the two sets together, and I really love the result. I also used the Stitched Heart die set as well as the With All My Heart cover die, and I used them together to create a fun and quick background. I already went ahead and did some die cutting off camera. I used the With All My Heart cover plate die to die cut some watercolor cardstock, and then I also ran this panel through my die cutting machine to cut out this heart-shaped panel using the largest die in the Stitched Hearts die set. This way I have the embossing also on this die cut heart, and I'm going to bring it to life by doing some ink blending using my LDRS Creative Hybrid ink. I chose the color Pistachios-A-Plenty and I am blending it on this die cut heart using my blending brushes. As you can see, as I keep brushing the ink, the detail of the dry embossing starts really showing up and I think it's really gorgeous. And I am not going to blend this panel with a very heavy hand. I'm going to have the edges being darker and then I just want a light blending on the center because I don't want to cover up too much of that lovely pattern. Once that was done, I moved on and started stamping my images with LDRS Creative Raven ink. This is a black hybrid ink that you can use with water-based as well as alcohol-based markers. I'm going to use alcohol markers today, so I'm stamping the images on some Nina Solar White 110 pounds cardstock using my Mini Misty. This way I can stamp the images repeatedly in case I didn't get the perfect impression the first time. And then I also stamped the topping of the ice cream using LDRS Creative Tea-Coat Pink Hybrid ink. I also went ahead and stamped my sentiment. This is part of the Strawberry Patch stamp set, whereas the label is part of the Ice Cream Party stamp set, but the sizes were perfect to combine the two, so that's what I did for today's card, and this way also my sentiment is taken care of at this point. As I said, for my coloring today, I will be using alcohol markers. I started from the ice cream here, which I colored with some skin tones. I used FS8 and FS6, and I'm going to leave a large white area because I'm then going to come in with a blender to blend everything out towards the white. I was going kind of for a vanilla type of ice cream, but it turned out a little bit more pink than I wanted to. It doesn't matter anyway because I think the color still goes nicely with the rest of the palette, so I think in the end it was a happy accident. I used some coral reds for the strawberries and some greens for the leaves, and then I very quickly added just a few lines here and there around the ice cream glass here using a BT1 marker. I will have a list of the markers that I used here on screen as well as on my blog in case you're interested. For the mouse I used BG3 and BG1. These are some warm grays and they are rather light because I didn't want anything on my card today to be too dark. I wanted something clean and light and airy, so that's why I chose this color palette. I colored the ears of the bear and of the mouse as well as the paws using FS5 and FS8 markers, and then for the bear itself I started with TN3. I then realized that it was a little bit too light for my darker marker, so I came in later on with a TN5 and I went over the same areas to create my shadows. I then blended everything out again with TN3, and lastly for my highlights I used TN1. I wasn't worrying too much about light sources in this case. If you want to be really technical or precise about it, actually there isn't a lot of consistency because if you notice the ice cream and the ice cream glass are colored as if the light is coming from the center, whereas here I am coloring the bear as if the light is coming from the top left. But honestly, I don't think it matters too much. The card turned out really cute, I think. I was really pleased with the result. And these are things that we notice because we are kind of trying to learn and improve our skills. But I don't think that when we hand a handmade card to somebody, they will focus on the consistency of the light sources. Anyway, back to the card. Once the coloring was done, I cut the strawberry patch images with the coordinating dies, whereas for the ice cream party stamps, I fussy cut them with my Cutter B scissors. I then prepared a top folding A2 card base. This is heavyweight white cardstock cut to 5.5 by 8.5 inches and scored at 4.25 inches, and I adhered my background to the base. I nested the die-cut heart right inside the window so that we have this nice inlay die-cut effect, and then I started assembling the ice cream before gluing all my images to the card front. I used liquid glue to assemble the ice cream, but for the images I decided to use some foam squares just for some added dimension. So I basically covered the back of every image with foam squares in different sizes. I peeled off the backing and then I adhered everything on my card front. The nice thing about these foam squares is that until you push down really hard, you still have some time to move things around in case you want to adjust the positioning. And then I moved on and started working on some finishing touches. I coated the topping of the ice cream as well as the ice cream itself with a glitter brush pen to add a little bit of sparkle, and then I coated the topping of the ice cream also with some glossy accents for extra dimension and shine. This combination with the glossy accents and the glitter brush pen is something that I really love. And then as a last step, I added some Nuvo drops in the color White Blizzard around the sentiment. This will dry clear and have some glitter in them, so we'll add some nice detail and some nice sparkle. They are still a little bit milky here in this close-up shot, but as I said, once they dry, they will dry completely clear, and you can see the result in the pictures at the end of the video and on my blog. And that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to let me know with a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe for more card making and paper crafting inspiration. As always, thank you all so much for stopping by. Stay safe and healthy and have a great day.